Bringling. I
Good
think we have started. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringling. Today, I will actually introduce all of you with a namaste. And I will also talk about little bit about what is Happy Bringling when we talk about the book Synopsis launch. And I would like to thank the entire co-founder team, the core team of Bringle execution team, and the co-authors, as well as the first 100 contributors who has contributed towards transforming India into a self-sustainable and financially independent economy, leading to zero unemployment. So zero unemployment looks very unrealistic target. A lot of people have come back to me, Anshav, how could you even aim for such thing which has never happened in the world? And believe me, there are never these things which were there. There are people who are working towards that people should not be dying for blood. There should be hunger-free world. There could be various other aspects into the ecosystem. We also saw, just got across through the COVID pandemic and how it has impacted us, overall. And what I've realized is that there is a big problem in the industry which is going on at this point in time with respect to employment. A lot of people lost their jobs during this pandemic. There are more than, I would say, 260 million youth in the country, which are there from the age group of 16 to 29 years old, who are looking for some kind of a job or they're ready for employment. Out of them, only 40 million youth actually gets a proper education system or degrees of some sort. Now, those could be diplomas, degrees, or any other kind of thing. And out of those 40 million, only 11 million gets jobs. With respect to the new jobs which are getting added into the ecosystem, every year we add only 1% of the jobs in the ecosystem versus the number of graduates are coming into the looking for employment. The problem does not end there. Out of these 11 million students or youth who gets into the corporates or the businesses, 90% of them are not employable. They don't even understand how do they match the corporate requirements. They are still considering it as a college environment, probably a learning environment. They might be expecting a lot of induction programs. They might be looking at enhancing their soft skills, life skills. They would have got some training, some orientation in during their colleges. Colleges are doing great work to provide them academics, to provide them that knowledge, domain knowledge, which is required and of course defined by the government regulations or government boards as well. But is that enough? Is that helping the corporates? Is that helping the students? Is that helping the colleges? And I will share some of the data with all of you what we have done recently in April in colleges. And what is the data talks about? Not just that, I will also be sharing a little bit about what Bringling is trying to achieve, what is the overall mission with respect to right person with right skills at the right time. And that is what the Mission Zero Unemployment is. So Mission Zero Unemployment goes through 3 stages. So the first stage is developing and supporting the startups and small businesses so that they can generate more and more employment for the youth who are readily available to get into employment. And they should be able to absorb them as much as possible. Currently, only 1.1% businesses sustain, which are actually creating the jobs in our ecosystem. And we are talking about 260 million youth. I'm not considering the corporates, the professionals who are already working into the businesses or probably have lost jobs. It could be experts, it could be mentors, trainers who have lost jobs. There could be corporates, anybody who would have lost their jobs during this pandemic, or they would like to change. Now, apart from that, the second level which we are working on is something called developing the employability ecosystem, developing the employment ecosystem, working with those 260 million youth or I would say we would want to reach to entire 260 million youth, but we are targeting to reach 40 million students who are studying in 993 plus universities and close to 50,000 plus education institutions, one sort of the other. And that's where the whole objective, what we are looking at from this perspective, that how we could reach out to them, set up skill development centers in the campuses, work with them to make those youth ready for those futuristic job skill sets which are not even there today, and work with them to reach out to the local businesses and startups to make them more investable, sustainable, and profitable so that they can generate business employment within that local area. And also work with them to reach out to the other youth within that surroundings to bring them and make them more employable who could be fit to these industries. So on the other hand, we are reaching out to corporates, businesses, startups who could come forward in this initiative and give their expertise within a common platform where all these students or youth can take benefits out of those programs and courses into it. That is the second step. The third step is this will only protect our country maybe for next 10, 20, 30 years period of time. But we are talking about next 100 years plan. With this book, Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao, it's not going to be just a plan or just a thought process for just 1 or 2 years or 10 years. This is going to take 10 years to prepare ourselves for the next 100 years journey into it. And that's where the third segment comes in, children. Children who are from the age group from 6 years to 16 years. They are the future of the country. And the education system we have today is not appropriate to identify the core competence of a children at a pretty early stage, groom them or develop them holistically before they even touch their colleges. So that this is another initiative called education, where we are going to develop them more into employable, I would say candidates or expected, future youth. We call them as youngsters who are going to come into the economy in the next 10 to 15 or 20 years down the line. We need to work with all of them. We need to make them future ready because 20 years down the line, believe me, the jobs which exist today will all be taken up by robots. But is it a bad news? No, it is not a bad news. Because of those robots coming in, there will be so many value-added jobs which will be required that you will actually have more and more jobs coming up into the ecosystem. The only thing which is going to be taken up by robots are monotonous jobs. It does not require any special skill set. So if you are a skilled candidate or a skilled person, you will be able to make up a mark in that industry. Be it any industry, HR, marketing, operations, sales. You talk about technology, any aspect will be able to grow that. You'll be able to make yourself a very compatible or employable candidate. You will not have a problem of job. And I'm sure 5% of them, at least 5% of them, will be the ones who will become the future entrepreneurs or maybe present entrepreneurs. We don't know. We have an 8-year-old entrepreneur in our ecosystem. In Bringle, we have an 11-year-old co-founder with us. So it's possible that we will be able to get more and more entrepreneurs into the ecosystem who could actually generate more and more employment for the country. So it's a two-way process of Mission Zero Unemployment. At one side, making the people ready or employable, and another side, working with the businesses to make them more sustainable so that they can generate more and more jobs, and eventually leading to Mission Zero Unemployment. So that's what the broad level understanding I thought I'll give it to all of you, why this Mission Zero Unemployment, how we are solving this big problem. And once we solve this problem of employment, everybody will have something to earn. Once they earn, they can satisfy their hunger, they can take care of their health aspects, they can take care of their, they can invest in, let's say, some medical policies or life insurance policies, and make their future not only for themselves but for their children as well. And that's the concept of Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao, to work with each and every individual in the country, in Indian in the country first, and then eventually reaching out to each and every Indian across the globe. So with this, I would let's move ahead towards the book synopsis launch. And before I actually launch the synopsis and go through the entire details, I just want to share a few numbers with you. The details, what are the problem, what is happening in the industry, and what is the work we have recently done in March and April to just figure out what's happening around that. And these are real challenges which you will be seeing out here. Let me first of all share a video with all of you. Just let me know if you are able to hear it.
Are you living your childhood dream? How many of you are in a career that you dreamt of? Does your job match your qualifications, degrees, or skills? As a child, you had dreams. You wanted to be a champion at whatever career you dreamt for yourself, but you didn't know how to pursue them, mainly due to lack of available guidance or a platform that could nurture you to realize your dream career. And as you went on studying, what came your way, those dreams faded away. It is not just the job seeker who lacks career guidance, resulting into high learning curve, but even the corporate world is beaten by the mismatch of supply and demand of employees as they struggle to find suitably skilled candidates. We have developed a system which can identify inborn skills of an individual at any stage, upskill them, and place them accordingly, which means the right man at the right job. As a result, a realignment that would benefit the whole system. An idea can lead to a transformational change. And we at Bringle Academy have such transforming ideas and are ready to execute with extremely great quality content, advanced technologies like artificial and emotional intelligence, big data analytics, and robotics. We are constantly looking for like minded partners and investors so that we can work together to create an empire of transformation. If you are looking to make best use of resources, then there would be no better place than Bringle Academy.
So this is something about the mission zero unemployment. How we will solve the future skills crisis as of now. If we don't work it now, believe me, in the next 3 to 5 years, we are going to get a major skills crisis. We have seen what's happening around us. And some numbers, as I mentioned to you about 5% having employment, we have already spoken about this. Even the corporates are reskilling their employees. More than 90% of the corporate employees are now getting into reskilling training programs. And because of the new technologies coming in, their existing job roles really doesn't work the similar way it used to work in. And one more aspect I thought there is a from actually a college student who has got a job now, and what challenges he faced in his career. I would want to share that with all of you. If that works. So let's take it later. I'll not take it.
Hello,
Some of the
I'm Divij
story.
and I work in games research and development at InGame in Dundee. Here are the 10 challenges I faced in my job search journey. Number 1. What should my CV and cover letter look like for the jobs I'm interested in? Number 2. Should I be sending the same CV for each opportunity or adapting it for each one? Number 3. How do I prioritize which roles to apply to? Number 4. I've sent in my CV. Now, how do I ensure it gets read? Number 5. I'm good at passing the first screening interview. But what about code tests, technical interviews, and culture fit interviews? Number 6, quality versus quantity. Should I do everything possible to get one role by sending in the best application possible, creating artifacts or presentations tailor made for them, and networking with people at the organization? Or is it better to just send the same CV to 1,000 roles at once? Number 7, I didn't get a job I interviewed for. Can I get feedback or find out what I did wrong so I don't just keep repeating the same mistakes with other opportunities? Number 8, I've got a message from a recruitment agency. They say I'm perfect for a role their client has. Does that mean I'm all set now? Number 9, an opportunity, job, or promotion seems like a sure shot. Surely I'm all set now and can focus just on this. And finally, number 10, how do I understand compensation and handle negotiation?
So that's something about it. And why when I started this and, covering it, linking it to my own story, I wanted to become an astronaut. Wasted two engineering, 2 years in medical entrance, eventually joined the top five, one of the top five engineering institute, and had my own challenges in employment as well. Even after growing 16 times, even being the one of the youngest vice president, earning the highest amount of the salary at the age of 34 years. When I went into the entrepreneurship ecosystem, I lost seven businesses along with almost a 500 million, $500,000 of debt with me. Finally, before transforming this loss-making business into a nearly $100 million global startup today. So that's the story. These are the three ways by which we are developing or solving the problem of or unemployment. One is enhancing the employability index among the colleges. I mentioned about skill development center setup and supporting that. With them, we will get skilled candidates into seven futuristic digital skilled candidates, which we will provide it to the corporates, and then building up the entrepreneurship ecosystem so that they can generate more and more jobs for us. This is a simple three-step process, what we have been working with, where single-touch cloud-based engine will actually identify your core strengths, will your mentor avatar, which is currently in a different form of blended learning model using various simulations, learning analytics, and AI. And finally, our AI bot triggers the system-validated resume, video, and skills profile to the relevant jobs. This covers the 4P excellence methodology. One is about it talks about creating the indexes, knowledge index, employability index, and business sustainability index. A mentors aggregator platform where we will have a lot of mentors coming in across the globe creating their programs, as well as then there will be a certain project with respect to the businesses or to the colleges to support them on making them more sustainable out there. Little bit on our design your unicorn methodology, where we focus on thought leadership, process excellence, digital transformation, sales and marketing, and even support on fundraising for the businesses. From here, I would just request Daman to take this up, because Daman and Lakshmi had been working on this to conduct these webinars in various colleges. And some of the data set which we have gotten from here. So Daman, could you take this up quickly for us, please?
Thank you very much, Ansh. So part of this zero unemployment mission that we have picked up, touch point with two colleges recently, over 250 students, including some faculty members also. And we analyze the feedback immediately. And this is what is encouraging for us, that 88% said very satisfied or satisfied with respect to the content and their expectations from the webinar that we held. Next, please. And 86% students would say they strongly agreed that the webinar helped in arousing their interest and curiosity, generating the curiosity. That was very helpful for us once again, and that enforces our efforts into this direction. Next, please. They could see the way forward when we presented. So there is a challenge based on the research. Research is three types. One is done by third party. one done by us ourselves, and one which is available through various reports, including World Economic Forum also, for example. Then 85% said that they could see the way forward clearly when we presented the solution, which is, as we said, taking care of three E's: the education, employability, and entrepreneurship. Next, please. And they were happy to be invited to more webinars to stay in touch with Bringle mentors on a regular basis, on a continuous basis. 91% is very high number and very encouraging for us. And that's why our commitment then gets strengthened and we'll keep doing. Intention is to touch 1 million points this year. And intention is to cover all colleges, institutes, and universities in India. Please. They also are asked their choices. What do they want to do from the 7 digital skills which are expected to be in demand? So data analytics came at top, followed by blockchain, cloud computing, lean thinking, and project management. These are also giving us data points on what to do, what is required, what should be done. Next research that we are going to be doing is what is expected, desired by the industry currently, and then we'll keep modifying this. And technology and systems, top choice for career, the rest falling far behind. This is what we saw when we asked the question, what is their dream career? While as of now, it's just 250 touch points, 250 students plus faculty members only from 2 universities, colleges. We'll keep doing this and we'll keep improving this information. This analysis will be a collective analysis and we'll keep bringing this to the straight way is feeding into our planning also. So this is why we are conducting such a research within this program. 66% people who participated responded meaningfully. That means there is a desire and expectation. Improvements. There are challenges for sure. There's no doubt about it. And then key challenges. This is mainly students. Key challenges they are saying lack of knowledge or skills, finding right opportunity, lack of opportunities, and increased competition. They were saying increased competition within the college as well, also outside the college when they step out into the corporate world, and communications and other soft skills, workplace challenges. And this is also one big challenge. I'm selected, I'm good, all well with me. But the moment I step into the corporate world, it's new world for me. And there may be bullying, etc., or a shock, cultural shock for me. So those are also challenges students said. Some were real, some were perceived that they have heard or they could see. This is how they have put in this. Lack of proper guidance or mentors availability, time management, lack of practical knowledge that we study a lot, we study well, but perhaps they are not enough practicals. And new workflow, this is once again when I step into the new world, corporate world, and no interview experience or low interview experience, including how to present ourselves. This is what students have said, and peer pressure as well, the moment I have moved into the corporate world. And next one, we would see this is how Bringle adds value or is planning to sort those challenges. Then lack of knowledge skills, working with the college and through the skill development center that we'll make, finding right opportunity. So our know yourself campaign, lack of opportunity, once again, enhancing employability and entrepreneurship. A challenge or the way we are sorting it out is that the current existing corporates in the country will not be able to generate enough kind of saturation. They are able to generate only a small number of additional jobs. So even new companies, new organizations need to be generated of any size and going up to the unicorns also. And that's why our program Design Your Unicorn comes into picture. With respect to many soft skills mentioned here as challenged by the perceived challenges by the students, the corporate grooming program will help them. And if you look at the lack of mentors, then we are looking at that three types of experts would be attached with each student that comes in touch with us: a career counselor, a psychologist, and an industry expert. So that this will be a three-pronged approach as well as a balanced approach for a student to then take care of the challenges perceived by them. I believe that was the last one, Anshav. Okay, faculty feedback was also great. So we are encouraged once again. We are in the process of signing MOUs also with some of these colleges and universities. We wish to sign with all, but at the same time, we are happy to share that MOU is not a showstopper. We are happy to do these activities with colleges, universities, and institutes, even in the absence of MOU, because we understand the signing an MOU is an administrative challenge, can take time or may take time. We will not stop our activities for students till that time and will continue. Webinars, monthly webinars, activities, inviting them to other activities we are doing in the open world, that will continue even if the MOU has not been signed yet.
Thank you so much, Dhawan.
Thank
And I will quickly brief through this thing. I'm not going to go it in detail on this because this is nothing to do with book synopsis launch. I will want to spend more time on that. But this is what the first level of the mission. So this is our 21 weeks to 21 years plan. We are currently going through our 21 weeks plan where we want to reach out to various colleges and schools right now and developing the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Having a place, having a platform where mentors, educators, your students, your entrepreneurs, your investors all come together at a certain place and support each other. It's a complete ecosystem which we are trying to create within the next 21 weeks. We have started our journey in April, and we will continue this for the next 6 months or so. Then we are already having a Bringle NFT marketplace. This is specifically we have created because there is a new blockchain-based entities or NFTs coming into the ecosystem. And with this, we'll be adding up the crypto payments as well. And all the customers will be able to resell their model onto it and creating a passive income opportunity for the mentors out there. Competency-based learning, this is going to be a blockchain-based framework which will actually trigger the automated jobs or the roles for a particular candidate once their data is being captured into something called skills bank. It's a patented skills bank which we are developing right now. And there will be a content with respect to a virtual university. So there will be a content basis on 2D, 3D, augmented reality, virtual reality, simulations, gamifications, various other aspects, eventually making it as a completely human-free environment. But a trainer like you or a mentor like you can train to thousands of students at the same point in time, while you keep getting the royalties or the passive income forever into that. But it will give a very big advantage to the learner because then it will become a self-paced programs as per their own convenience, and it will be very personalized and most effective programs and learning programs for them. Finally, we will have our Bringle Verse, which is basically a proper virtual university, a proctored hardware which is affordable as well. Rather than having a laptop of buying 50,000, 60,000, you will have fully functional educational laptop worth 5 to 7,000 rupees only. There will be a humanoid mentor who would be training you personally in the universities aligned with the Bringleverse domain or the content programs, and it will become a completely mentor-free platform. There will be a lot of experts we will require. As I say, everybody is moving towards robots. So robots will take up only the part which is repetitive. But there will be a lot of skill set which is required, which will be taken care by our experts, by our 100,000 experts, which we are going to bring in into the ecosystem. I would like to just skip this out about me as a founder and MD, Sharmila being co-founder and CEO, Daman, Aishwarya, Lakshmi, Prateek are our core team members. Praveen and Prashant are supporting us on various aspects of technology and finance. Some of our existing mentors and advisors across the globe. And that's where we come to the book synopsis launch. And some of the recent initiatives there, I have personally gone and met various people. In fact, our entire team members have been reaching out to various forums and talking about the book. And we will just very soon we will see what the effort has been done by all of them and how this entire Mission Zero Unemployment is being taken care or working out at this point in time. So let me just quickly go through the book synopsis launch. So I am assuming all of you are ready for this. So this starts with your synopsis launch of the book Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao. And thank you so much to all the contributors, all the co-authors, all complete core team, execution team, co-founder team, and the families who have supported and given their blessings. And it's just not a matter for Bringle here anymore. This book is not for Bringle. This book has nothing to do for any promotions for Bringle. This book is to be reached out to each and every Indian who wants to contribute towards India to make it a super powerful economy once again. I am not sure how many of you know, but India was the super powerful economy in the first century. And sitting in 21st century, we still can't reclaim or claim that aspect. In fact, even by the, I would say, 10th century, India and China were leading the world in terms of economies. And now we are probably at a third or fourth economy. I don't know the exact number. What is important is that how we can bring India to its original status of Sone ki Chidiya, a golden bird. Lot of invaders have come in because of that status, and we've started losing our own glory over a period of time. So this initiative is only about transforming India into a self-sustainable and financially independent economy, leading to zero unemployment. We are planning to launch this book in two languages initially, English and Hindi. The first version will be in English, and soon we will have a follow-up version in Hindi as well. And slowly we would want to have it in the other regional languages too. Apart from that, we will be taking it up from to the next level onto that. From this little bit on the index, so this synopsis will be sent to all the book buyers or the contributors or the co-authors who have been there. And anybody who would like to purchase this book, they can just go at the pre-book ID. They can scan this QR code and they can go on our bringleglobal.com website. There is an option to pre-book this book. And they will be able to get this book at only 300 rupees. And while the actual cost is going to be 1200 rupees. Just want to make sure and clear it out. 100% of the profits of this book is going to go towards Mission Zero Unemployment, which we are doing to work out with all the colleges to support the local ecosystem and improving bringing all the 260 million youth and around 300 million or 500 million children who are not having a proper education and employment ecosystem. So the entire profits are going to go over there. Uh, so this is about a little preface about the book, why Sone ki Chidiya ko Jagao, which I have already spoken about it. Now, why now? Everybody is thinking why we are talking about it when it is already been there, and we should have changed it to, we should have been doing it earlier and all. But believe me, whatever work has happened in the last 7, 8 years in the country, and even not there, before that as well, since the time of independence, a lot of work has happened. It has accelerated in the last decade, and now it has to further accelerate in the next decade or so. And that is why we are looking at this as Vision 2020-2030 to transform 1 billion lives, 1 million businesses, and 100 unicorns. So that's the expectations we would want to have it. We are going to dedicate ourselves completely to a transformation of India till 2025, and then we will scale the same model to to across the globe, so that we can help more and more economies and bring more revenues for our country as well. Appeal to Indians, we need to get into all the aspects. So there are various ways you can work with us. One, as an investment, you can work as an entrepreneur. We will help you to become investable because you will require money to raise, to sustain or grow your businesses. We will require your money. It could be as small as 5,000 rupees a month, which you could easily spare from your salaries uh, as an investor. And we will ensure, we will work towards to give you 3x, 5x, or 20x, or 100x plus returns in the next coming 3 to 5 years' time. We will require all your expertise as a mentor, and you will be able to, we will are developing something like Top 100 Mentors Club, where we would like to have your expertise. And all these commitments, you can go on bringleglobal.com and commit yourself over there. You have everything over there. If you want to come in as a mentor, just go at bringleacademy.com and sign in the Top 100 Mentors Club section and apply as a mentor. It's as simple as that. Once you do that, we will reach out to you. We will onboard you on the platform very respectfully, and accordingly, we will help you to get your programs on the platform so that we can reach out to the entire community of 260 million youth, 500 million children, and close to around, I think, 2 million entrepreneurs out there in the ecosystem today. Vision 2020-30, we are looking to develop the world's largest cross-border, inclusive and patented skills bank and virtual skills development center, along with our incubation and acceleration center for entrepreneurship. We'll be bringing the best of the futuristic technologies, name it AI, ML, AR, VR, robotics, blockchain, metaverse, Web3, everything into this. And we will be bringing in is a Make in India product. So this is going to be the entire benefit, data from the data systems, you people, everybody is going to have a Make in India product. We already have a patent registered on Indian intellectual property rights department, and we will be leveraging that patent to further patent it across the globe so that we can get the best of the benefits, and it becomes our name, India's name goes to all across the globe, and all the people who are contributing will have benefits on that perspective. Uh, Mission Zero Unemployment, we just spoke about how we are doing it by setting up the skill development centers, supporting the local businesses and startups with those skill development centers, and then catch them young with MBA for Kids program for our children. So this is going to be our next 10 years plan, how we are going to work. For the last 2 years, from 2020 to 2022, we had worked on developing the entrepreneurial ecosystem. We have been now connected to various angel firms, venture capitalists. We are running our two of our own syndicate funds. I myself is investing, and along with many other angel investors. So we have created an ecosystem around that. We have got a complete mentoring ecosystem with whom we will be supporting these startups and local and small businesses out there, because they are the ones who are going to generate employment for our country. From 2022 to now, next 2025, it will be a complete ecosystem which will be developed, wherein we will be working on improving the employability among the youth, as well as making our children future ready. So these are the three aspects we will be focusing and making it in the next 3 years, 3 or 4 years rather, I will say that. Bringle's name is actually is called is Arya. Arya is my daughter's name, who is also the co-founder, 11 years co-founder within Bringle. But it has a full form as well. It has something called accessible, rich, internet-based application. And I want to touch base this point, accessible, out here, and would want Sharmila to come across and talk about why accessibility is so important, why we cannot miss people who are disabled out here. Sharmila, would request you to give a little thoughts of yours around that.
Thank you, Anshav. Well, disability is one part of it. When you're looking at a global setup, we have a aging workforce all across the globe except India. So you have to cater to the entire globe. You need accessibility across the globe and available on RF. Otherwise, it won't work. That is one part of it. Uh, Disability is a small subset of that entire set. And today, I am using voice, I am using the keyboard setups for myself. So I think I should be able to give that knowledge ahead and work on getting better sets of information for disability or uh, added uh, added sets of information in the ecosystem for people to work with. I may be sitting at home, I may be 70 years old, but so what? I can still work. So I should be able to do that. It's that's the whole outlook on accessibility.
Right.
Right. Thank
So
you.
thank you so much, Shakila, and we've been always inspired by your journey, even after being having a cerebral palsy since the age since you were 5.5 years old, and how you have transformed yourself and worked with almost corporate for last 35 plus years, and now running three organizations. So hats off to you, and thanks for being there. Uh, Now, let me just talk about a little bit of metaverse. Metaverse, as per Gartner, it will be, everybody will be spending at least 1 hour in metaverse by 2025. So we will have to work out and create metaverse of metaverses. If our businesses are not looking at, having a metaversial project or metaverse dream within their businesses, they will be wiped out from the system. So we have to create metaverse of metaverses where we will support businesses and startups to create their own metaverse within the Bringleverse domain. And that's why you will have virtual, e-commerce, hospitals, tourism, amusement parks, and many more. Not just about simple gaming, but the real life experience in the virtual world. This is what I was talking about, right person with the right skill set at the right place. So that is our overall mission, that how we want to find out and realign the entire ecosystem, where 80% of the people who are sitting in corporates today are misfits. They're not happy. 90% of the students who are getting into the colleges are unemployable. And we want to change that. And that technology only can help us to reach out to millions and millions of people. Accessibility, we just spoke about why it is important. I just want to put up a points. More than 15% of the people are there who are with some disability or the other. 75% of the 3% of the population are uneducated. And we can have anybody coming in as a Stephen Hawking, another Stephen Hawking from that. And we cannot avoid that particular target segment. And that is why accessibility is going to be very, very important. Not only that, temporarily I may be disabled, there can be some accident or something. And the system has to be taken care on that perspective as well. End-to-end health management system, we have seen in COVID pandemic, everything is not important. Nothing is important when it comes to health. So it is always the health first. So we are creating a blockchain-based end-to-end health management ecosystem in Bringleverse with Able Card, wherein we will be supporting the person with disabilities, elderly, and the critical diseases like cancer or COVID, where we require more details on that. Mental health is more about setting up the aspect of mind, body, and soul transformation. How we could support that initiative, and there is a Dr. Lakshmi's initiative called IPR, wherein we will be working out to create a network to support and reach out to each and everybody, every Indian across the globe. Organizational resilience, wherein organizations has to be future ready. There has to be a business continuity planning. As soon as the COVID hit it in, we saw the reality, we saw the importance of it, and that's where Daman comes in and brings his expertise out there. Uh, we will achieve it by three E's, bringing excellence. We have spoken a lot on that. Uh, There are six indexes we will be bringing it into the ecosystem. As I mentioned about, unless you can measure, you cannot improve. Knowledge index, employability index, business sustainability index, accessibility index, health index, and mental health index. You would have you would remember the statement in Three Idiots, right? You know, these engineers are very smart. They don't make any machine which can manage or monitor the mental pressure, and that's why the lot of pressure is there in our youth and our children today, which we mentioned about peer pressure. GDKT to GDP. This is a very lovely topic by Professor Ambato Salpasa from University of California, and how he is bringing up a concept with Niti Aayog in terms of creating a statistical measure of measuring your knowledge, gross domestic knowledge product. And that's what he's going to talk about in his detailed article, and what work he's already done with Niti Aayog and other government institutions right now, and what he would like to do for India to transform India to a self-sustainable $5 trillion economy. Education, as I mentioned about masters beyond academics, not just academics, we have to go more on that. We'll be bringing in we'll be reviewing the Finland education system, which is world's best education system at this point in time. And Petri from Finland will be supporting and developing the content for this. Metaverse in education. Dr. Saurabh, he's from Bangkok, Thailand. He's a CTO in one of the large conglomerate out there. He'll be writing article and talking about more on education and metaverse, how it can create more wonders for us. Because we are talking about metaverse, he'll be creating and supporting a lot of aspects on that. Employment. We just spoke about enhancing employability skills and entrepreneurial mindset. Ease out the job search. So Brenda is going to talk about 12 winning strategies for getting the jobs into it. Entrepreneurship, transforming startups and MSMEs. So Design Your Unicorn program, which is a 5-stage methodology for the same. And there will be a thought leadership aspect coming in from Ross Wan from Singapore. He's an Australian, but now he's based out of Singapore, and is going to support entrepreneurs and youth to develop leadership capabilities within them. Content marketing, wherein we will be looking at increasing the brand awareness and revenues for the countries. Nomnish from France and Amit from Hyderabad would be working on this content marketing aspect of it, and we will be taking this up to the next level, because marketing is going to be the big thing for the businesses, and also for the employees to promote themselves to get the good jobs. Business value, if there is no value, I mean, there is a statement, don't run behind valuation, create value, valuation will automatically come. Intellectual property, whatever we are talking about, creating a lot of intellectual property, so we want to preserve that within India. There were a lot of intellectual property which was destroyed during the invasion, and we are losing the credit of that. So we will be taking care of all of those aspects, making sure that we will have intellectual property registered in India itself. Innovation and technology, wherein role of innovation technology transfer office, there will be a lot of technology transfer which will be required. So it's not just about IPs, we will also have to have a technologies coming in into that. And there will be a lot of research projects which will be passed on to the universities. We cannot miss agriculture. It's one of the most oldest profession and most important profession, because of which we are living today, we are eating today. So we have to focus on that. So we'll be looking at bringing in startups who are working in the agri-tech segment, how they can grow that ecosystem and make that look more better. Mobility is going to be very, very important, and not only just electric vehicles and solar powered vehicles. There could be many more coming into that with different economies or different kind of transportation. This is one of the plans from Shri Narendra Modi regarding from Atmanirbhar Bharat. Amrita Deshpande and Mrs. Josna Balaji is talking about this transformation into a Atmanirbhar Bharat, how education can help and how manufacturing or education overall aspects can bring benefits to the country. This is one of the event which we did, one of the magazine which we launched, or a complete series which we call it as Making the Virtual World Alive series, and it is available on our Bringle Academy, sorry, Bringle Talks YouTube channel. You can also check these details on bringleglobal.com. Core team, as I mentioned, me, Sharmila, Lakshmi, Aishwarya, Daman, and my 11 years old daughter. Co-authors, we have 23 co-authors on the first version of this book. There will be many more versions coming in into the future. Right now, we have people contributing from India, United States, Singapore, Bangkok, France, Germany. Right now, it's around 6 or 7 countries. And there are many more people who are now coming forward and saying we would want to transform India into a self-sustainable economy. And we really thank them for their contribution, their support, and their interest towards that. This is Mission Zero Unemployment, a little bit on aspect of it, what we have been doing in various parts of the college, of the country and the globe, where we are talking about the initiative. We have been attending various corporate events, talking to corporates, colleges, even the municipal corporations and the government organizations. And we are getting, passing on this message to multiple people and going to different forums in terms of interviews and, promotions. This was the opportunity we got. I got into the Dubai, and then we had to we kind of promoted it to various people across the globe. So the message is already going across the globe, and we are bringing them, all those people, to come forward and support India towards this transformation. And believe me, all of them want the similar transformation to happen for their own country as well. And that's where they will become the ambassadors from India, who will do the benefit, who will do the transformation in their country, while the, like once we settle our own house, we will definitely work with them more to support them and grow their economies as well. So we don't want to limit it to India, but our focus is going to remain in India for some period of time. This was a 21 days business sustainability challenge where 400 plus of pulse of wisdom was created by 80 plus experts from 30 plus countries. It was published by, or there was a global organic reach of 200 million plus in 140 plus countries, which we have already seen. Making the Virtual World Alive series, and our team, how they are meeting the Prime Minister or MSME heads, panchayat, people, village administrations, and other places. And we are reaching out to the people globally to bring them towards this mission, to create this virtual university. This is what the virtual university is all about. World's largest cross-border virtual skills development center and skills bank, accessible and affordable, autodidactic and proctored. And that's, we come at the end, or I would say a new beginning, with a back cover of the book. Thank you so much for being there, and I'll just stop presenting now. And anybody has any questions, thoughts, suggestions, would be happy to hear on that.
A request to everyone to switch on camera. We would like to take a picture also. Aishwarya also has joined. Great.
Hey, Aishwarya, thank you so much for joining even after you traveling.
Can you have all the cameras on, please?
Okay, Bhavna.
Leave only two
So
left.
Bhavna
If you
is the
can
one who is
also.
Bhavna, Pooja, and Pragati are the ones who are going to protect our intellectual properties of India. And it's going to be very, very important for all of us. So I would really want to, I would say, point it out here or focus this energy, because whatever the lost glory we are talking about, it has been lost because there was no record. And with this intellectual property, a lot of records can be there. So Bhavna, if you want to talk about it, maybe, quickly for 1 minute, would be happy to know your thoughts.
Yes. Hi everyone, and the topic was very relevant in the context that we are just on the unemployment, right? Just making it on giving a lot of employment, and we are working on see for particularly if I to just cut short my conversation. There is already on the IT side, there are certain models which are already implemented by a lot of Fortune 500 companies in association with universities, particularly the universities like the very elite universities like Indian Institute of Sciences or IITs. So the what is actually happening? This is called as university industry linkage, wherein the industry, like for example, the industry is actually collaborating with the university and taking the assistance from the researcher in that particular university. So they need not to work on the infrastructure as well as on the human resource. In return, the students or the PhD scholars or the students are working on the real time problem. We have to understand that the companies are in direct association with the consumer, and they understand that what kind of a problem a consumer is facing with respect to any particular technology. So this kind of a collaboration is already happening a lot, and India has tremendous examples. You can search on the Google and you will find it. And I understand that we have to also work and get the universities and industries together. Even in this aspect, the government is playing a role, considering that government is the employment burden on the government is getting reduced by this, and as well as there are certain benefits which the industries are availing through it. And in such kind of a collaboration, the government is giving certain kind of a funds or certain other assistance to the universities. So there are a lot of other centers are getting established. So this kind of a university industry linkage is there, and we can be the part of it, and it would help us our mission to go forward. So this is my submission to the entire conversation which was happening, and this is mainly for the IT perspective which is happening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhavna. And I think it's a very, very important aspect for us to make businesses sustainable. Now, I will make it more as an open forum now. Anybody has any questions or you think you want to share, would be happy to know more about it. Just 2 minutes, I would want to request Lakshmi to talk about more on mental health and employability. If she can share her views
Uh,
on.
if if I can just interrupt in between, just to tell, you can explore it. There is one program which is the Delhi government is running in the schools, which is called as the Business Blaster. And what they are doing, they are giving a seed fund to the students from the class 11th and 12th, and they are calling their projects or the business plans, and then get funding them through any entrepreneur who is recognized in that particular field. So this kind of a program is also running, and we can be the part of such kind of programs also. Thanks.
That's very good suggestion. Thank you, Bhavna, for interrupting and sharing that. We would like you to kind of share those details, how we could reach it out. So I'll reach out to you offline and understand more about it. And Daman is also based out of Delhi. So maybe, you two can, kind of get along or meet and try to figure out what can be done to the next level. Yes, Lakshmi.
Thank you, Anshav. Yes, I think we all know initially, in the past, how the word mental or mental health has been, it carries a lot of stigma, and that is what is affecting us. But today, especially during the pandemic, if you see, there's been a lot of change, and people are now being quite reciprocative and are also willing to approach and try to break that, because they have, other than the four walls and the same person at home, uh, you know they are now wanting to come out. So I mean, I've been working on this mental health aspect for quite some time, and my signature initiative in this area is the Reach I Peer. Peer is where you're working on the peer group. That is one thing, where the peer group will escalate that, okay, Lakshmi is not behaving the way she used to be, the bubbly and enthusiastic person that she was. And there is a change in her behavior since the last 1 week and 10 days. And they reach out to a psychologist. And it has worked wonders because I've been working in colleges and, schools and even universities across. And they have students are now reaching out to me and saying, uh, this is what has happened to my friend. So they come back to me, and then I've solved a lot of problems, and more so, in the prevention of suicides, where they're not able to reach out to their parents who are the cause of the stress, or one particular XYZ who's the cause of the stress. But this peer group, so the peer-to-peer support is one initiative that I'm looking at. And apart from, making sure that mental health is everyone's priority and not just your physical health. It's that. So mental health should be a priority, and the underlying world that it is okay not to be okay. That people should understand, and also see that uh, the difference, when do you go to a psychologist and when do you go to a psychiatrist, because people are confused. That is the thing. So they need that difference, when to go to a psychologist and when to go to a psychiatrist. So all these things, especially when you educate them, and it is a form for all the three E's across education, employability, and entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Yes, very well said, Lakshmi. In fact, I was reading one of the message now from Annapurna talking about adding emotional intelligence to for the students because they're unable to handle or regulate their emotions. So that's one of the aspect of emotional intelligence which is important, not only just for the students but also for the mentors or even the entrepreneur per se, and maybe a policy, then everybody, each and everybody. So I think this initiative is going to be very important from a holistic perspective, where we were talking about mind, body, and soul transformation. So definitely, thank you so much
Thank you.
on that aspect, explaining that. Uh, I think Aishwarya has joined, and I don't want to miss her thoughts on Able Card, what she's working, and how she's supporting the person with disabilities segment, and now working towards starting up an alternate school for the disabled as well. So, Aishwarya, would you like to share something? 2 minutes. We'll have to be
Yeah.
on time.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you can.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, good evening, all. I just have few words to tell. Able Card. My name is Aishwarya. I'm a mother of a special child, and I've been going through lot of difficulty in finding the right education for him. So that was the reason I started my vision of giving an alternative education. And I saw there was a lot of people like me who are having similar problem. So through Bringle, we are trying to create a virtual alternative education system where we can have anybody and everybody can study what they prefer and how it is. So we are working on those programs, and AbleCart is working on the complete health system for the specially abled, where we support mental, physical and emotional well-being with an e-commerce system which will support with the AI which we can suggest you better options and better technologies available in the system. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya. I think this whole initiative would not have been completed without you. Have been supporting a lot. So and it's not just about Aishwarya and others. I think each of you have contributed a lot. And I remember Manoranjan ji, and I also want to mention one name here who's not here today because she's to work. It's Mradula. Mradula also had, is the one of the person who has kind of initially just got into it, and he's actually the first buyer of the book as well, without even knowing what it is all about. But she wanted to contribute. Followed by Manoranjan, who is the second buyer of the book, And there is a third person called Srividya. She's the third buyer of the book. So I'm not considering myself, even though I was the second buyer. So Arun, Srividya is here. Oh, great. So I think we have finally got to see. Great. So we have, three top buyers, and all these three buyers, first three buyers are getting a Bringle t-shirt. You will be getting that maybe in the next week or sometime. These are the things, and we have already going to give you a special name in our contributors list. One more thing which I want to add, that we have completed 100 books buying in just 20 days time. And I remember we were short by 24 books on the last day on 30th April. And I put up a message, one message into that group where all the book buyers are there. And immediately Mridula, Manoranjan, and many others started taking it up and started finding out people to buy it up. And I remember it was almost like 6 o'clock in the evening when I actually told them that today is the last day and we are short of 24 books. And I couldn't believe myself. I was actually out 11 o'clock. We had a target to complete it by 12. We actually completed our target by 11 o'clock. And by the morning, we actually had 111 contributors. So we crossed our target of 100 within just, or I would say we would have bought almost 30 books in just 6 hours time. That is the commitment which all our contributors or book buyers have given you. It is not about giving that 300 rupees. All our, most of our co-authors and of course all our core team members have paid for that book. They have taken it for their family members, their office members as well. Manoranjan has bought 11 books for his team.
Correct.
So the point is not about giving that small amount. The point is about having that, confidence that you're contributing towards it. Yes, you might have given an article, you might have spread the word around. I am saying even if you can spread the word around to only 3 people in your network and talk about this book and help, motivate them or inspire them to buy this book. This is what we need. This is not Bringle mission, as I said at the start. It is each of our mission. This is Mission Zero Unemployment. Each of us are going to get benefited around this. One day or the other. Maybe today in a form of a mentor or an entrepreneur or an investor or a student or an employee. We don't know. When you do good deeds, good work, good fortune will follow. So don't look at it as immediate benefit. There are few people who come to me and ask, Anshav, what will I get if I spend 300 rupees? And frankly, we have returned, even if they have paid, we have refunded that money to them. The reason we have done that is because they don't understand the value in it. There's nothing we are going to gain with that 300 rupees. Believe me, our single t-shirt costs more than 750 rupees.
Correct.
If we can give that to the person only because they have purchased one book, it is not a matter of money. It is a matter of reach. It is a matter of reaching out to 1.4 billion Indians in country today. And all the Indians who are spread across the globe. The purpose is to reach out to those people. They should read this book. And if they don't buy it from their own money, they will not read it. We don't need that 300 rupees. Anyways, 100% of profits are going to go into the Mission Zero Unemployment, supporting the underprivileged youth and kids. It's going to charity. We're not using this for our own benefit. So the point is, it is very important that we all work together. And there are only 3 ways by which we can invest in this community or invest for this transformation. And I would like to just share this screen at the last right now, how you can invest in the world's largest virtual metaverse university and how you could become one of the transformers with us. If you are an entrepreneur, I need you to invest your time. and energy. We will help you to make you investable, sustainable, and profitable so that you can generate more and more jobs for the country. If you're an investor, we will want you to invest your money as low as 5,000 rupees per month. So that, but we will make sure that you will get multiples of returns out of it. 2x, 3x, 5x, 20x, 100x, maybe 1000x, depending on your risk appetite, depending on your investment horizons. We will want that money. And right now, we don't want any money also. We just want your commitments.
Correct.
Just go at bringleglobal.com and give your commitments. Whether you do that investment through us or somewhere else, doesn't matter. But you should commit yourself towards transforming this Indian economy. It may help anybody. It's not necessary that you are going to do it with us. Even from entrepreneurship, it is not necessary that you need to take support from us. If you want to do it, we have got an ecosystem. Mentors, we want all of your expertise to be coming in on our platform and support us on that. We will want you to come towards your expertise. Any queries, any aspects, if you want, either you can reach out to me directly at anshav.jain@bringleglobal.com, or you can reach out at info@bringleacademy.com. We'll be happy to answer your queries and take this forward. Most of these details are available at website bringleglobal.com, and you will get all information and leading websites over there. The mentors aggregator platform is bringleacademy.com. We are coming up with all three types of payments. One is online banking, second is payment in EMI, which is called as neo banking. So all your mentors will be getting an option where you will get your money upfront while the students will keep paying that in EMIs, so that there is no problem of your money not coming to you after a period of time. Third, there will be crypto payments as well. Now, crypto payments is the benefit that as a customer, if I bought a course, I can resell that course on the platform. And every time that course gets resold on the platform, the mentor keeps getting the passive income or the royalty forever. So it's a one-time effort by the mentor, but the mentor will keep getting passive income or royalty income forever. So that is the benefit to you as a mentor as well. So I would want all of you to come forward and support on this. Even investors have that benefit, entrepreneurs have that benefit. So everybody will get all the three type of payments mode over there. That is why we are calling us as educational or fintech platform mixed together, edu fintech platform. So look forward to all of your support. Please check bringleglobal.com, and thank you so much for joining. Keep bringing, keep growing.
Thank you, Anshav Ji. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anshav. Thank you.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank